Hello, my name is John Luca, and my summer reading book was All the Pretty Horses by Cormac McCarthy, published in 1992. Today I will discuss two Fosterian elements in my novel regarding the chapters Is That a Symbol and or the Bible. To begin, there are many aspects of the novel that can be seen as a symbol for something greater. The first is the characters' cowboy hats. What may be seen as just a simple article of clothing, after a deeper analysis, one can understand that these hats represent something more than that: safety and shelter. A broad example is for the duration of John Grady Cole and Rollins' life on the prairie. Whenever they would sleep, they would push their hats down to cover their eyes. This gave them a sense of protection from the surrounding world. A more specific example is following their release from prison, Rollins is described as looking, quote, lost, standing there hatless and afoot in his shrunken clothes, end quote. Because this narration is from a third-person limited point of view, we can see the importance that the cowboy hat has on John Grady Cole's impression of his best friend. The next two symbols come in the form of characters. The first is Jimmy Blevins, who symbolizes cowardice. When a thunderstorm is approaching the band of runaways, Blevins makes the irrational decision to abandon his horse along with the other two characters and hide in a cave due to his family's misfortune when it comes to lightning strikes. This results in him losing his gun, his horse, and half of his clothes. The final symbol that I will be discussing comes in the form of John Grady Cole, the main character. Throughout the novel, he is surrounded by religion and reason from Rollins and cowardice and ignorance from Blevins. Grady Cole represents self-guided morals. He doesn't necessarily put all of his trust in one faith, and he is an idealistic person. Although he hopes for the best, he prepares for the worst. The second Fosterian element in my summer novel comes from the chapter, or the Bible. Although the main character is guided by self-morals, he is surrounded by many people that believe strongly in the Christian faith, whether it is the poor children on the street recommending he seeks God, or artwork hanging on the walls of the ranch. The first example of a biblical translation that could come at the very beginning of the novel, when Rollins, Blevins, and John Grady Cole cross the Rio Grande River. Prior to crossing the river, the boys have had a smooth trip, without encountering any sort of danger. Following the crossing of the river, their life as a cowboy, negatives and all, begin. This represents a baptism, being transformed from their old life into the cowboy life. The second example comes during the execution of Jimmy Blevins. After the three boys are arrested and placed in the Encantada prison, they're moved south to the prison at Saltillo. After around 3 days of travel, the guards escort Blevins out of the truck and execute him at an abandoned farm. As stated in Exodus 5:3, the children of Israel requested to travel for 3 days in the wilderness for a sacrifice to their Lord. This parallels the execution because the prison guards believed that the execution of Blevins was a sacrifice for the law and order of their country. The final biblical reference comes in the form of Alejandra and John Grady Cole's relationship. Alejandra and John Grady Cole are in a romantic relationship which is deemed unacceptable to her father, Don Hector, and her grandaunt, Alfonso. Alfonso threatened to tell Don Hector about their relationship, and Alejandra did not approve of this blackmail, so she told Don Hector herself. This resulted in the arrest of John Grady Cole and Lacey Rollins. This clearly parallels the Bible, where Judas Iscariot, one of Jesus' most trusted disciples, betrays Jesus with a kiss. Although the kiss was not romantic in the Bible, both people are betrayed by someone who they trusted in a similar fashion. Although there are many more Fosterian aspects to the novel All the Pretty Horses, the most prevalent examples come in the form of symbols and biblical references.